Hi, I'm Champ Green. I'm a resident here in Eldorado. We're certainly in an extreme drought here in New Mexico, and there are a lot of long-term anticipated effects of climate change on the 9 million acres that the state land owns. Are you satisfied with the direction of the current efforts of the state land office in terms of preparing those 9 million acres to be resilient over the future decade or 20 years in terms of forestry and grazing and wildlife management and cultural resource management and archaeology?
I mean, this is so much my wheelhouse. It's a really great question. Again, 19th century consumptive land use model. Again, we need to think about sustainability and resiliency. I'm a student of Bill Zedike, who is a person who restores watersheds all over the West. An arroyo is an incised watershed. It's a broken watershed. Bill Zedike comes in and he rebuilds watersheds and literally raises water tables, local water tables, for not a lot of money. They don't talk this language in the land office. Soil restoration is another thing that I'm really fascinated with. Microbial health within soil structures sequesters more carbon or as much carbon as our forests do. Our soils, because of overgrazing, are depleted and badly broken. If we can restore microbial health into our soils and our landscapes, we create more vegetation and we hold more water. We create a sponge effect in our watersheds. And again, this is what I do for a living. And so I've been talking to many amazing Western and international restoration specialists. And it's really interesting. I've had a group of Africans in DC. We were talking about sustainability and resiliency, and they said, can we come to New Mexico and learn about this? And I thought, yeah, you can. And there's an industry in itself, right? We should be bringing arid nations from all over the world to New Mexico and teaching them these things. And go to the community college and go see Luke Spannenberg. And the tech center in the community college is doing amazing things with aquaponics, with soil restoration, with watershed restoration and rebuilding these things. And again, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. So I can't wait to get in there and really start to take on really big, ambitious restoration projects.
So absolutely, we need to look at some of these procedures such as carbon sequestration and soil health, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about really incentivizing those practices for our users. However, one of the biggest impacts to our fragile aquifers is the water used, fresh water used for fracking. And our aquifers cannot sustain that use any longer. The Oglala is set to be impacted in our lifetimes. That's one of the largest aquifers in the country, stretches from the northern states down into southeast New Mexico. And we need someone in the land office who will have the leadership and the advocacy to fight back, to push back on oil and gas, and not approve any new fracking leases in our fragile aquifers. We can't afford it any longer. And unfortunately, this industry has been allowed de facto to continue to develop and grow. And unfortunately, we're paying the price with our water. So yes, drought is an issue, climate change is an issue, but the use of fresh water for fracking is something that the land office is going to have to provide the leadership on stopping. And there are closed loop systems that are used. The technology is available for those kinds of systems. The industry is reluctant to adopt them because they cost more money. But the land office has the leverage of the lease, the conditions of the lease. And so absolutely, the land office should provide the leadership in ensuring that we are not using our fresh water for fracking practices.